What's up, everybody? Back today to talk about Neon Demon. And you know what? I'm not going to make this video too long because actually Neon Demon is not really a horror film. Not exactly as much horror as I was expecting, at least. It does have some horror elements towards the end of the film, I would say, but it's not really a traditional horror film. That doesn't mean it's not good. But it does mean it's not good because it's not really that great. I've seen all of Nicholas Winding Refn's films, and you know, Pusher, I liked it. Valhalla Rising, I liked it. Bronson, I liked it. So, you know, alright, I thought Bronson was okay. Drive was great. Only God Forgives was a beautiful movie, and it was pretty freaking violent, which made it entertaining. Not the greatest film, I thought. And that brings us to Neon Demon, and, you know, it was going to be this big horror movie by Nicholas Winding Refn, and, you know, I love the violence he had in Only God Forgives and his other films, and I was like, oh, you know, at least it's probably going to be a little bit of a violent horror movie. And there's a little bit of violence, but not really. It's more of this surreal journey of this girl played by Elle Fanning, who is a model, and she goes to Hollywood, and, you know, the whole story is basically about Hollywood, the way it cannibalizes the beauty and the youth of the industry. You know, it's just everything is about the beauty, you know, everything is, you know, superficial, all that, blah, blah, blah. We've seen it a million times. So I don't really think the film is deep enough to have to deconstruct it or anything like that. If you want to watch it twice, that should be good enough. There isn't much to miss. It's pretty freaking basic. I would even say more style over substance. But the cinematography is beautiful. I mean, Natasha Breyer is the one that did the cinematography. She also did a film called The Rover, which was a very good film. But the film looks beautiful. So it's a great looking film. It's a good theater experience to watch in the theater. But the last 10 minutes just really took me out of it. I mean, let's get into what I liked and didn't like about it real quick. Elle Fanning, I thought they did a great job with her character. Not that her character is that interesting or anything, but visually I thought it was interesting because she's not really the type of girl that I think is that beautiful. But obviously, you know, the way they fix her up and all this stuff, she looks great. And, you know, that plays right into the story where all these people, these girls she's hanging out with are real catty, and they just, you know, they can't stand that she looks so good. But at the same time, her character's not really that innocent either, which was a nice turn. She is kind of like, oh, golly gee whiz, a little bit, but she knows what she's playing with. She knows what's going on, so I did like that part. And the second best character I liked was the cameraman. Completely creepy motherfucker. Yeah, creepy ass cameraman. That's one thing. I liked his character. And every guy in this movie is a creep except one guy. But every other dude in this movie is a creep, and I guess all the women are creeps too. I was thinking about that earlier before I came. Yeah, so every guy except one is a creep, and then every woman is a creep in this film as well. And so, like I said, I was drinking the Kool-Aid till the last, you know, 10, 20 minutes maybe. There was one scene that I'll say involved lesbian necrophilia, and that part was just hilarious. But after that, you know, that kind of slapped me into reality. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I enjoyed all the visuals and the story up until then, and I enjoyed the subtlety, but that part, it just really felt like it should have been in another movie. Not that I was offended by it or anything, but the 3 60-year-old ladies behind me were, and that was freaking hilarious because they had come into the theater all loud and everything, and right when the film was starting, he was like, shut up. You could hear them opening their wrappers and stuff, and then when that lesbian necrophilia scene hit, I was just laughing my ass off as they promptly got up and walked out the door. That scene was worth it for that, but it didn't really fit in the movie too good. And then the last 10 minutes of the film were completely just overboard. I mean, it didn't even need to be there. You could have cut the film by 10 minutes. It would have made the film a lot better, in my opinion. The final scene should have been the girls bathing scene, not the beach house scene. That beach house scene, although it was, that's why I was saying this movie is not really subtle, even though it's trying to be this surreal artwork and everything. It achieves the surreal, you know, artwork thing mostly, but the end, it just turns into like this goofy sort of, you know, comic almost element to it. And I think Nicholas Winding Refn isn't taking his films too seriously. I don't think he's taking them as seriously as everybody else that watches them is taking them. I think his whole little stick and everything is, you know, he's trying to play this highfalutin, you know, artsy-fartsy director, and, you know, he makes pretty good films. I think most of his films are good, and I think this film is worth watching once, but I would never pay theater prices for it. I think it's good to watch, you know, on a rental on a Blu-ray because the picture's so awesome. So I'm going to give, ultimately, the Neon Demon a 3 out of 5. I wouldn't run out to theaters and see it unless you're just really into that whole thing. You know, if you love Suspiria, you know, it's been compared to that movie a lot. I mean, the images are beautiful, but at the same time, it's almost like you're watching a cologne commercial instead of a movie. So take that for what you will. I gave it a 3 out of 5. If you've seen Neon Demon, comment down below and tell me what you thought. And I'll see you guys next time.